What in tarnation? I meant to do that.
Howdy folks, this is Applegeek, and I am coming to you from Windy City PonyCon in Schaumburg, Illinois. Yes, I'm in the middle of a convention right now, but it is the premiere of Season 9 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And I just decided, as much as I dislike doing hotel room reactions, because it's boring and dull and whatever in here, and the lighting is terrible and everything, but there's just too much at stake this season, too much epicness that's been hyped about, and I just needed to get this watched as soon as I could get my hands on the episodes so that I don't have to risk getting major spoilers here at the con and stuff. So here we go. The new season is upon us. This is the final round, and I'm really hoping this is going to kick off to a great start here. So without any further ado, let's give this a watch. Season 9, Episode 1, Premiere Part 1, starting now. Okay. Whoa. Okay, big emergency.
We're all here. So every pony got an urgent summons to the castle with no explanation? Yep.
Uh-oh.
I just love a good mysterious summon. What's it about? You think it's a surprise party? Hey, why are we running? Because something could be terribly wrong. Some pony turned bad, another evil creature back for revenge.
And it's gonna be just
a
minor little thing.
Paranoid.
Why else would the princess send scrolls in such a hurry? Good point. They'd know better than to make us worry. Plus, I like it when he runs so fast, the walls get all blurry. Race ya!
Oh! Wow. Okay.
Girls, thank you so much for coming.
What's wrong?
It's gonna be very anticlimactic
That's
here.
just it. Nothing's wrong. Everything's perfect. Did
For
you
once!
go down here just
For
to
once!
tell us that?
With all due respect, Majesties, you might want to save your urgent summons for matters that are a bit more, well, urgent.
Well, there is more to it. Equestria is currently enjoying its longest period of harmony in recent years.
And it's all
The calm
thanks
before
to
the
you,
storm.
Twilight. And
calm
your
before the
friends,
storm.
Of course.
Who, us? It's about time you noticed.
Thank you. Because of your efforts, there's been less and less for us to do.
So, after much consideration,
Wait,
my
is it-
sister and I have decided
They're gonna retire.
it's time for us to retire.
Breaking news!
I predicted this!
So many questions. Who'll take over? Who will run
The Council of Friendship! Twilight and the Council...
Dark and handsome, or will it be the Lord of Chaos?
Discord just...
Oh, fine. Go with the obvious choice.
Oh, yes! Yes! I talked about this! The end of last season, like, they're gonna retire. It's Twilight and her friends, like the Council of Friendship or something of the United Nations, and or no, of Equestria, and then like the Young Six are gonna take over as like the Element Bearers or something. I'm positive that's where this is going. Oh, this gonna be good.
You're retired?
We're off to a great start.
Princesses can retire?
Of course we can. I, for one, am looking forward to a little R&R. Maybe
Aw.
a trip to Silver Shoals.
Wait, who's gonna
You
watch
want
the
me
dreams?
to take your place?
Mm-hmm. With the help
The
of
beginning
your
of the
friends,
end.
of
Oh!
course.
But you want to listen to Christine Sanko?
We
Some of my
can't
favorite
make
writers.
Any pony more worthy. Over the years, we've watched you grow. You faced task after task.
Challenge after challenge.
Countless adversities. Yeah.
Thanks, Discord.
And you've always prevailed.
Thank you, but that doesn't mean that we're ready to do what you do.
Oh, of course you are. I realize this is a lot to take in, but...
Nope. Makes perfect sense. We're awesome. Does this mean we get all your powers?
I was just gonna ask that.
Up in every pony's dreams. You can't be ready to step into their horseshoes just like that.
Well, if the princesses think it's time to retire, we're not a bad choice. We always have Equestria's best interests at heart.
That's a fair point, which should be taken into consideration when we have a roundtable discussion.
Well, I'm in. Darlings will all need a complete wardrobe update.
Twilight and the Ponies at the Round Table.
Love
Okay.
to pick your brain about main maintenance when you have a moment.
As long as we all have each other, I'm sure we can do it. Protectors of Equestria on 3. 1, 2.
Twilight.
If you're all on board, I guess I am too.
Yes!
Yes! Yes! Yes! A bit of an adjustment, but I imagine the transfer of power will be
Just
a
a little.
lengthy process, which will give
Actually, we just need a few days to put together a little ceremony.
a few days. That's so soon. Shouldn't there be some sort of training program that lasts weeks, no, months, if not years?
Everything you've gone through over the years has been a
Yeah, you've been on the trip.
program.
Okay, but there's got to be a guide or a rule.
You planned this from the start,
How
Celestia.
to rule Equestria. By no pony make pretend, Smith.
The friendship journal you wrote yourself.
I want that published.
Guide than any
Hasbro published that.
We have the utmost confidence in you, and we
Come on,
hope
Twilight.
you have
Breathe.
the same in yourself.
Wow. Oh, the brown paper bag. Okay.
I'm absolutely certain she does.
Discord, get the popcorn out.
Not about this at all.
And where's Starlight in all of this? Starlight is new head
I
mayor.
was sarcastic before. What? This is all so predictable. Now's the part where you all tell little Sparkle here that everything is going to be fine, but she won't believe you.
Everything is fine.
I don't need to be here for this.
Oh
It's
boy.
just, I know I said yes, but then they said in a few days, and there's still so much to figure out.
These faces.
Fast. I think I need some.
This is like level 10 hyperventilation here.
I'll feel much better.
Once you make a plan.
Yes. Make a checklist.
Oh, wow.
Spike.
It's like you
Knew you were going to react this way? We did.
Wow.
Twilighting.
That face on Pinky.
It's not a
Yes.
bad.
Yes, it is a verb
We just
now.
know you have a process.
Stage 1. You get big news, and you're like,
Oh.
no! But then you pace, and you chart, you worry. It's okay. You go ahead in Twilight, and we'll be here for you. You're all acting so calm, but this is a big deal.
This is
If
amazing.
something big happens and the princesses aren't there to help.
So much meta.
Think about it, they literally almost
Never help.
What did I just say about so much meta?
still always win. Like when Sombra almost took back the Crystal Empire, or when Chrysalis pretended to be Cadence, or when Kira came back and absorbed all the magic, or the other time Chrysalis tried to take over, or with Coasting Glow in the school.
Yeah.
Am I missing anything?
Breathe.
Pony Shadows.
Starlight.
She was
Pony
evil.
Discord when he was evil?
Discord. Yep.
Lemon Flam count.
See? We've
Nightmare
almost
Moon?
always done things without the princesses.
The flippin' flap kind of feeble. That just sunk in.
Training for you to take over.
Not really.
And it worked. I mean, if you think about it, there hasn't been a single villain that we couldn't defeat.
Not by themselves. What did I just say in my wish list video? Not individually.
I will defeat Twilight Sparkle and her friends, and they will pay for stealing my kingdom.
Oh, nice minions. Where are you going? T-Rex and Cozy.
What is it now?
Lord
I
T-Rex.
just want to make sure you can see my best friend's rock sculpture from over there.
Oh! Where'd you get the materials for that? Nah, thinking too hard. Oh! Oh! Somebody's transfer. Who is this? Is this who I think it is? Is it? Yeah! I knew he was not gonna. I knew he was coming back.
Lord Tyranny.
I knew it.
Changeling? See? She gets it.
Chrysalis, queen of the changelings. Or at least I will be. When I'm restored to my rightful place.
But is it just Sombra, or is there somebody behind Sombra even? I just...
Ah! Oh, golly. We didn't
Wow.
free you. I thought you freed us from Tartarus.
Heart pounding. Those eyes.
Whoever pulled you from there must have been some pony very powerful indeed.
He gets lines! He gets dialogue!
Sombra, you have returned. Why did you bring us here?
He didn't.
Kogar! Is that Kogar? Tell me that. This Kogar!
You may call me
Kogar!
The Grogar?
I thought that you were a legend.
I've heard of you.
This is the best. This is the best.
I am very real. And you have all been brought here as part of my plan to rid Equestria of Twilight Sparkle and her friends once and for all.
I am so sorry.
I'm having I'm twilighting right now.
This doesn't ring any bells.
Grogar! I have been
Yeah,
away
who?
too long if my name no longer strikes fear into the heart of one so tiny.
Cozy tapped into his
Perhaps a
dimension with that spell, didn't
demonstration
she?
of power is in order.
Oh no, oh no. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad.
Grogar is ancient and extremely powerful. The land that would become Equestria was a mere collection of farms and pastures until he declared himself emperor of all he saw.
Oh, this is some epic G1 tie-ins.
Tales of his tyranny when I was young.
I have also heard of the first Emperor of Equestria, the father of monsters.
I gave life to the foulest of creatures and allowed them to run wild, taking what they wanted and destroying the rest. My
Origin story.
Is fear-soaked epoch of darkness in Equestria.
Until Gusty the Great rose up and banished you.
That fool believed taking my bell would defeat me, but she only weakened me temporarily.
This is like direct tie-in to G1.
Really old. No offense, you look great. But if he knew about you when he was young, we have super different ideas about what temporarily means.
Silence!
That's true.
I spent millennia gathering power.
That was
biding
adorable.
My time, waiting for the perfect opportunity to seize control of Equestria. And watching all of you. I've seen each of your humiliating defeats at the hooves of 6 puny ponies.
Oh.
You know why they've always bested you?
Because you're too self-centered.
Cheat.
No.
Because they are annoyingly lucky.
No.
I'm just a kid, so...
It is because they work together. One is weak, another is strong, and thus unified, they are a formidable force. But we shall use their own strategy to defeat them.
What are you suggesting?
I don't care that this is totally predictable. This is amazing.
I demand that you join me, and together Equestria will be ours.
I don't do ours. I only do mine.
Yeah, that's...
I will take back the Crystal Empire on my own, and I will destroy
Nah.
any pony who gets in my way.
I gotta find out who voices him.
Such confidence. Go.
Yeah, how did that go for you last
Back to
time?
Kingdom. I shall send you there myself. If you prevail, you may keep it. But when you
Oh,
fail,
no.
you will submit to me.
And if I refuse this deal?
Then I shall return you to the darkness from which you were summoned.
Fine. But this is a waste of time, as I will crush those who defy me. I will defeat all who get in my way.
I advise the rest of you to prepare to work together.
Well, working together sounds an awful lot like making friends, so... You two are in luck, because I know all about that!
Yes, she's got... she's got the insider information. Oh boy.
So close for the summer, I didn't think any pony would be here.
So much to do, not enough time?
Oh no.
Wait, nope, I didn't! Oh!
Twilight, time to delegate.
Help! She's spiraling! We're at the my plan needs a plan stage of a total Twilight meltdown!
Oh no. Oh no.
Twilight! Did I write down eliminate redundant lists on my School of Friendship to-do list or my personal to-do list? Twilight!
The redundant department of redundancies.
I need to talk to you.
Okay.
Hang on. I had Talk to Starlight written down on one of these. Just let me find it so
Twilight.
I can cross it off.
Focus.
Wow,
Focus.
you are twilighting hard.
You say twilighting too? Well, excuse me. This is the first time I've ever been asked to run a whole kingdom.
Wait, what?
You're right. You're right.
Wait,
So, what did you want to talk to me about?
did she know
Here
that
it is.
already?
I wrote it down. Starlight, you have blossomed into one of the strongest, smartest, most caring ponies I know, and I can't think of any pony better to leave in charge of my castle and the school's friendship. So what do you think?
Nice delivery.
You want me to take care of the castle and run the school?
Yes?
Promotion!
I can't. I'm not ready.
Oh no, she's twilighting.
Last time you left me in charge, and now you want me to do it permanently? Right things.
Starlight, get a hold of yourself. You've risen to every challenge you've ever faced.
You two need a support
You can do
group.
anything you put your mind to. You've got this.
And so do you. See what I did there? You just said
Oh,
everything you need to hear.
you.
Nice try.
That was
Running a school and running
devious.
a country are two very different things. Now, if you don't mind, I have 7,432 more things to take care of before I become the new ruler of Equestria.
Wow.
It was a valiant effort.
An attempt was made. Oh. Oh, it begins. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, guard. Where's Shining Armor? Ooh. Shining Armor Cadence, get in here. No, 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 no. Oh no. This is bad. But it won't last long.
The guard says Sombra's breached the castle.
Hey, Shining.
Twilight, we need you. Do you have Flurry Heart?
I thought
Please.
you had her.
Oh no! Oh no! No, no, no! Don't you! So help me! You put her down.
Oh, but I already have. With the crystal heart now in my possession, there is nothing to stop me from ruling the Crystal Empire.
Oh no!
Kneel before Sombra.
Oh, you dirtbag!
Long live the king.
But then Twilight and friends will come and save the day, and blah blah blah.
Thanks for coming so quickly.
Sure thing. But if you're going to be the ruler of Equestria,
Are you
need
gonna
to
help?
work on your
Or are you just gonna be comic
This
relief?
looks like it says Cadence sent an emergency
Those
message.
glasses.
Sombra's back, and he's taking over the Crystal Empire.
That's exactly what it says.
Wonder what Discord knows about
How is that
Grogar.
possible? I thought the Crystal Heart had dispelled him into the ether.
I have no idea. But he's back, and it's up to us to save the Empire and my family. Shouldn't some pony tell Celestia and Luna?
Ooh, good point. One of us should probably loop in the real rulers of Equestria.
No.
Nope.
If we're going to run Equestria, we'll need to handle things like this on our own.
Oh, Twilight. Could this mean that you finally have the confidence to ascend to the throne like the princesses believe you can?
Game of Thrones reference, I think.
Maybe. Unless you'd consider taking care of Sombra for us.
Oh, no.
Just snap your fingers,
You're
come on.
absolutely right. You need to learn how to handle these things on your own.
10,000 bits!
Handling things on our own is all well and good, but last time we defeated Sombra with the Crystal Heart.
What if he has it already? How are we gonna stop him?
Elements of Harmony. Get the pillars to help.
With the elements of harmony. With
Thank
those,
you.
we can defeat any pony, even Sombra.
No. You didn't need the elements the last time you defeated Sombra. And I'm not sure that using them still counts as handling things on your own.
My family is in danger. I'm
where's
not
this
taking
going?
any chances.
She's got a point.
Ugh, fine.
That curtain effect, that
Problem.
nice.
Starlight, can you stay here and take care of the school? I've got you covered.
That giant textbook. Okay, well, here we go again. Still wondering if they have access to those upgraded rainbow powers or not. We'll find out.
It's
cute that you think that will do.
Flurry Heart even tried.
It might not, but they will.
Oh boy.
Cavalry's here!
How can I be surprised when I'm waiting to show all of you your greatest fear?
No, this isn't gonna work. What? Oh. Whoa! Whoa!
How disappointing.
Equestria was in your
This is his mental magic. It's messing with her mind.
You should all surrender. Nothing can beat your own fears.
Are they gonna bring out those nightmares again before this is done? Yes! Yes!
We need to defeat them. We just needed to face them long enough to distract you.
Yes! Spike for the win! Yes!
It's cute that you think that'll do anything.
Yes! Bye-bye.
You may have won the battle, but I shall win the war!
I'm gonna say, we got a war brewing here. Taste the rainbow! We've not gotten that in so many seasons. Well, we kind of had it in season 7, I guess.
Totally just wiped the castle with that guy.
Nice.
Thanks, Wiley.
Oh,
And easy.
As magical
a little
battles
too
go,
easy.
that was a cakewalk. Cakewalk.
Pinky.
We did handle this pretty well.
Sure.
On our own.
Does this mean?
I still don't feel like I'm 100% ready. But will I ever?
Knowing you, nope.
I don't think
I
Celestia
have
did
you
either.
guys,
Or
and we
Luna,
have the elements.
to be honest.
And together, we've never failed. We'll be okay.
Yeah, this is far from over.
Once again, Equestria is safe. What should we do to celebrate? I vote for a cakewalk!
And is it? Oh no! Oh no!
What's going on?
He's going after the tree, isn't he? Yes! Oh no! Oh. Okay. Gear up for the next one there. That was a bit unexpected. I did not expect the tree to just be demolished like that. But okay, here's the but. Remember, the tree is a sentient, self-aware, conscious entity. And the elements are basically just like a focus for that energy. I'm willing to bet that tree, like the entity that is the Tree of Harmony, might not have actually been in that tree anymore, or might still exist. Like just destroying the tree didn't necessarily destroy that entity, especially with whatever happened with the Young Six. Whatever, there's more going on here. So, but I'm not sure where this is going yet. So, oh boy. But just trying to think things quickly here. Yeah, this I'm pretty sure that this is scenario between my commentary at the end of Season 8 and my wish list for Season 9, whatever, I pretty much call all of this. It's sort of predictable. I do not care because they're delivering it in a way that is absolutely amazing and awesome. And I'm still not really sure exactly how all this is gonna pan out in the end. So, all right, without any further ado, Part 2 starting now.
It is time for us to retire.
And you want me to take your place?
With the help of your friends, of course.
You may call me Rogar. Together, Equestria will be ours.
I'm so glad I watched that G1 special with Grogar in it a while back.
How are we gonna stop it?
At least I have a little bit of context for that.
Harmony. With those, we can defeat any pony.
Oh boy. And yeah, I actually do kind of like that they sort of, at least for the moment, got rid of the elements, because that is a too easy of a fix. Like that's a bit of a Deus Ex Machina, so that needs to be eliminated for this. I understand that. So, but what power are they gonna call on without that now? I expect some sort of like a rainbow laser show at the end of this. But I don't know that this is going to be resolved. This Alliance of Evil, I don't think that this isn't over at the end of this premiere. This is going to be an all-season thing. I'm positive at this point.
What just happened?
Yeah, really.
The Tree of Harmony can't really be gone, can it? It can't be.
But it is! You thought you defeated me, but you led me right to the source of your power. Now that it's destroyed, nothing can stop me!
Oh, boy.
He's right. With the elements gone, I don't know how we can defeat him.
Then we'll just have to beat him the old-fashioned way!
Good luck with that, but it's probably not going to work that easily. Twilight, pay attention! Oh, no. It was interesting that Spike's fire was able to destroy
I
that.
will finally rule the Crystal Empire. Wait, with you out of the way,
I bet Starlight's gonna come in.
Rule all of Equestria.
Oh boy.
No!
Oh yes. And I think I know exactly where I'll start.
Don't you dare say it.
Oh no.
Your sweet little hometown.
Oh
You
no.
leave Ponyville alone!
Or what? Without your elements, it would be so easy to control you.
Oh no. Oh. Starlight, kids, students, somebody,
My
please.
conquering Ponyville is already your greatest fear.
What do we do? I don't know. The Tree of Harmony grew the elements. It kept the Everfree Forest under control. And now it's gone. Sombra will take over Equestria, and it's all my fault. I knew I wasn't ready to take the princess's place, but I never thought I'd mess up this badly. What are you looking at me for?
This is usually when you say something funny to lift our spirits.
Sorry. Nothing about this is funny to me.
Aww.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be strong.
Wow.
But I just can't bear to think about poor Sweetie Belle under the spell
Oh,
of
this
that
just got
monster.
real.
Or those sweet little cake twins.
Or Spike, or Starlight.
Or Angel. Or any pony forced to do that monster's bidding.
What the? Twilight? What are you
What
doing?
in tarnation?
We can't just stay here. I don't have a
Twilight
plan.
uses
I
dig.
don't know what I'm gonna do once we get out. But we can't just sit here and let Sombra make slaves of every pony we love.
Let me help. I'm faster.
I like digging.
Yes! Airdrop, yes!
I know to get my hooves dirty.
Move over, y'all.
Normally, I wouldn't dream of digging.
Oh, come
but
on,
right
Radic.
now, show me the money.
That line was genius. I applaud that. Show me the muddy. Oh, man. No! No!
It's me. Look
No.
at the Super Cube. Twilight, you gotta free her! Please!
Are you gonna be able to? Please. Oh!
I can't. Without the elements, my magic isn't strong enough to stop Sombra's.
Oh, nuts! No!
Spike, where are you going? Starlight? We must lay siege to Canterlot. No, Snap!
Oh no!
You're stronger than his magic. Sweetie Belle, please stop. I can't get her to stop. I can't get her. We can't reach them.
I haven't seen Trixie yet. Is that? Oh no! That cake.
He made them bake a black licorice fruitcake that says congratulations to our favorite Supreme Emperor King Sombra and great frosting. It's the ugliest cake I've ever seen.
I would agree with that.
Twilight, this is bad.
The only real powerful ally I can think of right now that's left is Discord.
Sad my whole life.
Or Tempest, but I don't think she's gonna show
I
up.
don't know how to free them, and I don't know how to stop Sombra.
Where's the students in? Oh, summer break. That's right.
Great job. Well, this is exactly what I was afraid of. Could anything else possibly go wrong?
Never ask that.
The Tree of Harmony gone. The Everfree Forest could grow out of control and threaten the town.
Oh no.
Oddly specific.
Just how much worse is this gonna get? I know I shouldn't ask that, but I have to.
Sombra and bring every pony back to Ponyville. If we don't stop the forest, there won't be a Ponyville to come back to.
Too far, Stan. Not sure that's gonna help that much, but
For our friends.
For our families!
For our home. For Equestria.
oh, Granny Smith and Bonbon Lair. Oh, Vinyl. Man, they got everyone. Oh no.
You! Break it down!
Oh. And where are Luna and Celestia? Gone as usual, I guess, but didn't think they'd already retired.
Fled! Celestia and Luna are too cowardly to even stand against me. Equestria is mine!
I hate to go there because it's kind of a old trope, but is this some sort of a test like this? Is this actually real? Or is this some sort of like a dream state thing where they're testing Twilight? Nice.
We've been at this for hours, but it's just growing back too fast.
We have to keep trying.
You know, there are bigger issues at hand, I guess. Oh, they are here! Finally, they're here and doing things!
I know we're supposed to be able to handle things on our own, but I've never been happier to see two ponies in my whole life.
Hey, it's not wrong to ask for a little help once in a while.
Is meant to handle this on their
The
own.
pillars!
Star Swirl, the tree.
My mind completely blinked on that
I
earlier.
alerted the princesses as soon as I could. I felt it when it happened. Like part of my essence just ceased to be.
I know what you mean. I'm sorry.
Oh, the elements, yes!
I've more than enough magic in me to keep the Everfree Forest under control.
You can do that?
The pillars and I planted the Tree of Harmony. Who do you think kept the forest under control before it did?
Oh!
It'll take time, but with the princess's help, I can keep it at bay.
Yes! Oh, we going old school.
Yeah! Go get him, beauty!
Wow.
Sombra's back, and he's taken control of all of our friends.
We've left Canterlot defenseless.
Yep.
You must go. Defend Equestria. And we shall contain the forest.
At least now we're back to just one problem.
Or so you think.
No!
Yeah, it's a little bit more and more. Oh, Sassy Saddles. It's everyone.
Every pony's all evil-y. Sombra's gonna force us to fight our way through our friends? Not if I can help it.
Okay, what do you... Oh no, they got the Wonder Bolts too. Crap. Oh.
Okay, guess we need a different plan.
Twilight?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not prepared to fight against the citizens of Equestria. I guess that's one more thing I'm not ready to do.
Well, we better figure out something quick.
You shouldn't have to think about that kind of thing. Oh man. Man, I'm seeing a lot of rigs from past episodes. Oh, hey, Fancy Pant. Moon Dancer, no! Oh. Oh, there's a few down.
We'll let y'all out as soon as we can.
Oh.
Will I go here? Oh, or here?
I'm gonna make them run into each other. Oh, Fluttershy, you got this. Uh-huh. Boom! Yes!
Gotcha!
Wonder Bolts are not going to be that easy to take down.
I don't know how long we can hold them off.
And holding them off isn't what we need anyhow. We need to get inside.
We can't just
We need some more allies.
all possessed and sombrified. What do we do to
Is Discord going to show up or somebody else?
But we can't stay here.
Teleport. That works.
I'm sorry we couldn't help our friends, but I didn't know what else to do.
At least we're inside.
Yeah, all we have to do now is defeat King Sombra.
Oh, yeah, that's all we have to do.
We...
Uh-oh. What? Oh, hi, Discord.
No elements, no princesses? Seems like you're in a bit of a pickle. Or are you in more of a jam?
Oh, these
Discord,
puns.
what are you doing here?
Pickles in the jelly. No. Oh,
I was
no,
going to hang this
no.
up all over the castle to celebrate your coronation, but apparently it's a bit premature.
A little bit.
I'm so glad to see you. We could really use some all-powerful Lord of Chaos help right now.
He's not going to help, is he?
Moi? Oh, I couldn't possibly.
He's still trying to teach them lessons in his own unique way, I think.
Discord, please.
Oh, fine. Just to be clear, I was really rooting for you to do this on your own and parlay that confidence boost into being the best protectors of Equestria you can be.
A little less talking and a little more helping.
Oh.
Thank you, Discord.
I don't know what we'd do without you.
Aww. So they don't know about Grogar yet. That's the other big thing here.
Sombra, time to give up the crown.
Here to fight the good fight with nothing but your wits? Admirable, but foolish.
Well, I guess it's on me to be the MVP today. I was
Discord
betting on
finally
you,
using his
and
power.
I hate being wrong. Although, if you think about it, I am your friend, so maybe you win because friendship wins. Although Fluttershy should get most of the credit for that. She's my favorite.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. And down he goes. Oh no.
Not even the Lord of Chaos can stand against me. I am truly the most powerful creature in Equestria.
Discord! We need you! Oh, please wake up. Please wake up.
Oh.
Discord!
I'm so glad
I
you're
thought he was
okay.
going to be turned evil.
We can't beat him without you.
You couldn't beat me with him either.
It would appear that you're on your own.
Oh.
I have nothing left to give.
That's it then? We're doomed?
Of course you are. I can't
Oh,
believe
come
it's
on, you
taken
can't give
this
up now.
long to realize it. Now, how shall I eliminate all this clutter in
What are we
my
gonna think
throne
of?
room?
What are we gonna think of?
Listen to me. You don't need me. You don't need the princesses, and you certainly don't need the elements. Fluttershy, you will always be kind. Applejack, you will always be honest. Rarity, you'll always be generous. And Rainbow Dash will be loyal as can be. Pinky will always bring laughter wherever she goes. And Twilight, you are and always will be the embodiment of magic. You lost sight of what's in front of you. You're here together.
That was for us.
Willing to give everything you've got for Equestria. Nothing and no pony can ever take that away from you. Because that's who you are.
It's going to take more than a sentimental speech to save you.
Discord's right. We've proven time and time again that the real magic is the 6 of us working together. With these girls by my side, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of what you can do or how much power you have.
Should be.
It's gonna happen.
You may knock us down, but we're gonna get back up again. And again.
Oh!
And again. As long as we're together, we will never stop trying to defeat you.
Come on, lend Twilight your power.
For our friends. For our
Yes!
For our home. For Equestria.
Yes! Yes!
Can't be possible.
Yes!
Your magic can't defeat mine.
Oh, yes, it can!
It's the source of your power.
No!
You can't destroy our friendship, Sombra.
No!
And we keep telling bad guys.
But y'all just don't seem to remember.
Nope!
Friendship is magic.
Yes! Not gonna happen, buddy. Not by yourself. Oh.
Oh, do you want more juice?
Only if it's not too much trouble.
He never really lost his power, did
And
he?
it has one of those little umbrellas and 2 cherries. No.
A little glass of water, please?
And maybe some donuts.
I see you've made yourselves at home.
Celestia, Luna, I know what you're gonna say. I should have called on you as soon as I knew how dangerous it was. A good leader knows when to ask for help, and I didn't. And because of me, the Tree of Harmony was destroyed. Equestria deserves some pony much better than me as its leader.
You're right.
Oh?
About one thing. A good leader knows when to ask for help.
Yes!
But a great
Yes!
leader has the courage to admit when they've made a mistake. And
Yes!
the strength to make it
Oh!
right. Today, you've proven to me beyond any doubt that you will be a great leader.
Will be?
Luna and I have decided it may have been a bit unfair to thrust this upon you without giving you the time you need to prepare.
Oh, thank goodness. I really wasn't ready.
Not ready? So Twilight's not taking over?
Oh.
This was all for nothing? I pretended to be very hurt.
Yeah,
and gave
I
her the
knew-
most
I knew-
convincing speeches of my...
Pretended?
Yep.
Of course, you don't think some would-be king could actually hurt the Lord of Chaos, do you? Anyway, as I was saying, I pretended to be very hurt to convince you that you didn't need anything but yourself to be the incredible leader I know you can be. And now it's not happening?
It will,
it just-
but when she's ready.
Into the season.
How can she not be ready? What a waste of a perfectly wonderful speech! Honestly, I don't know why I even bother.
So he could have ended the whole Sombra thing whenever he wanted.
Yeah.
But he didn't because he cares.
That's Discord for you.
Exactly.
He sure has a weird way of being supportive.
Super odd dude.
I heard that.
Oh, Also, truth be told, Celestia and I had fun today, fighting side by side with Star Swirl for our home. It's been years since we've gotten to do what you girls do.
They're gonna go back and fix it.
So easy.
They're gonna go fix up their old castle.
We are kind of an
I'm calling that.
Every adventure is heart-pounding, but so rewarding. I'm up for anything, as long as it's with all of you.
Life certainly hasn't been dull since we met.
Nowhere
Nope.
else I'd rather be.
We are
Aw.
pretty incredible together, and we would do anything for Equestria. I guess I know, when the time comes, as long as we're together, we probably... we definitely got this.
And here's... Oh my word,
Now,
that...
I say something nice about centaurs. T-Rex, you say something nice about changelings. And Chrysalis, you say something nice about ponies.
Never!
Never!
Let us hope the three of you will be enough for my plans.
Oh.
And what of King Sombra?
Did he succeed?
Nope.
Ha!
Bye-bye.
I'd say he gambled and lost. But at least he can serve as a warning to those who doubt continuing with my plans.
So he's not
Unless
coming back
any
again.
of you have doubts.
Not I.
No.
I'm good.
Then we shall join forces and work together to bring Equestria to its knees.
Wow. That's one of the best season premieres I've seen in this show. I don't have logical way of rating it, but this is top tier. This is absolutely top tier. What's gonna kill me about this is I don't have time to even fully process this and do commentary and edit and everything until I get home. So you'll see me back at home in my normal studio before I get when I come back from my notes here. But wow, this did not disappoint in really any way, shape, or form for me. This is an absolutely beautiful setup for the final story arc here in this show. This is... Okay, I'm just going to keep rambling if I keep talking, so just give me a moment, guys. Well, for you, just wait just a moment, and I will be back with my notes on this. Alrighty. Well, I am finally home, finally recording this. This has been quite an ordeal, because after I got home from the convention, which is this past Monday, then I promptly got sick with a really bad head cold here, and been absolutely miserable the past few days, as in absolutely no condition to try and record or do commentaries or anything of the sort during that time. Actually ended up having to call in sick to a couple days at work and stuff, just trying to stay home and stay warm and get over this as quickly as possible. So this is now the Saturday following the premiere. This is the day that episode 3 has aired, which I have not watched yet because I needed to get this done before I move on to the next one. So anyway, again, I apologize very much for how long this has taken, but this is the first day where I'm actually well enough again where I can attempt this. So, and just before I get too far here, in case you're wondering, yes, this is a new shirt, and I know it's hard to see, but it's just okay to be shy. This is a fun new shirt I got. I didn't realize this bottom word was going to be done off camera when I got this, so it didn't work out so well that way. But anyway, I wanted a Fluttershy shirt, and I finally got one. So anyway, I have got an awful lot to say about this episode and various things here. So I need to get to this. I'm going to be talking a while. I will warn you right now on this, but I need to get some things off my chest. Actually, there's a lot of things I wanted to say here in regards to the end of the show in general and stuff. This was things I was going to save until the end of the season, but just the way things turned out here, I need to talk about this stuff now. So, hold on to your hats. Really, the big overarching topic of all of this for this premiere and everything here is change. You know, this final season of My Little Pony represents change on a number of fronts. In the world itself, we got a whole bunch of change dumped on us in a big hurry here at this premiere. Celestia and Luna are retiring from their rule over Equestria. Twilight and friends will presumably be taking over all of those duties. Starlight is probably going to be taking over as head mayor of the school, and who knows what else. Multiple villains have now teamed up, as I had predicted, and that's creating a much bigger threat than ever before. And the main six don't even know about this yet. The elements of harmony are now gone, possibly forever. A little more on that later. And it seems like just in general, Equestria as a whole has just been plunged into chaos. Like all of a sudden, everything is changing, it's in turmoil, it's different, and we're not quite sure where it's all going. And on top of all that, as mentioned, this is the final season of the show, which means a big change is coming for us as the fans. All too soon, there will be an end to the adventures of our favorite pastel-colored ponies and other creatures. This is something that many of you, of course, are not looking forward to at all, and I think it's safe to say that it weighs heavily on all of us as we bear witness to the final episodes of the show. So many people have found new friends because of the show, myself included, and it has inspired so many of you to go out and accomplish things that you never would have dreamt of before. So it's really hard to see something that's inspired so many just finally come to an end. And I'm sure it weighed heavily on the show's writers and production staff as well. For many of them, producing the show has been a labor of love for many years, and it can be really hard to see something you worked so hard to bring to life just begin fading into the history books. So yeah, change can be hard, but change is also necessary, and it can be very good. Everything in life continually changes. Take a long, hard look back at your life as it was before you joined this fandom. Granted, for some of you, this time has been rather short. For others of you might have been here since the beginning of the show. Now, are you still the same person that you were when you started watching the show? I doubt very many of you can honestly say yes to that, regardless of how long it's actually been. And I'm not even talking about just how the show itself has affected your life, but just everything that's changed for you in life since you began watching the show, from any angle. Maybe some of the changes in your life have been bad. If so, I'm sorry for that. Hopefully, a lot of the changes have been very good. Hopefully, a lot more good than bad. But regardless, good or bad, all of our experiences help define who we are. We all have areas that we need to grow in, things we need to improve on. With change comes risk, but without taking the risk, we will hold ourselves back, and we'll have no chance of improving. In order to grow, we must accept that things in our life have to change. Of course, change can be scary, and that's why it's good to have friends to help us face the unknown. Funny thing about change, though, it comes about in many different ways. Sometimes we recognize the need for taking action to affect changes in our own lives. This is something that Celestia and Luna did in this case. They've both been ruling over Equestria for a very long time. Obviously Celestia longer than Luna, since Luna was banished for 1,000 years, but she did still, rule with Celestia over 100 years before that. So, regardless, suffice it to say, they've both been through an awful lot over these eons here. And I actually first theorized that something like this, retirement thing would happen, like a few years ago I started theorizing about this, but I didn't honestly know if we were actually going to get there in the show or not, so it's interesting that we're now approaching that. But anyway, regarding the sisters, I think after the revelations they had back in A Royal Problem in Season 7, I think they've come to realize that they can't keep neglecting their own relationship as sisters, and that the time has come to pass on the mantle of leadership to someone else, so they have time to, for some privacy again. I do have questions about just how long they've actually been consciously preparing Twilight as a successor, quite possibly all the way from the beginning of the show. But regardless, it's clear that Twilight has done quite well over the years to prove herself worthy of this burden. And I'd say the same is also true of the rest of the main six. How this transition will actually take place is as of yet unclear, but given that Celestia and Luna refer to the Everfree Forest as their home in this last episode, I fully expect that they will be fixing up their old castle in the forest and retiring there to finally get some peace and quiet. As for raising the sun and moon and Luna's dream walking and all things like that, I'm not really sure what's going to happen with those abilities. Maybe they'll still do some of those things. Not really sure. I mean, it seems to be tied to their cutie marks, and how do you transfer that? It's, a lot of questions there, but I imagine all such questions will hopefully be answered soon enough as this final season progresses here. But anyway, back to the topic of change. In addition to a conscious choice to affect change in one's life, there are also changes that are quite suddenly and forcefully thrust upon you. And this obviously is what happened here with the main six. I'm actually surprised that the others took it as well as they did. This is most likely quite a life-altering change for them, with new responsibilities far beyond anything they've had to date, including their day jobs and their duties as professors. Will they all have to move to Canterlot? I question if this is going to happen, actually, and I personally think they'd be better off based out of Twilight's Castle in Ponyville, but that would also be a big deal to change that over, so I'm not really sure. But if they do move to Canterlot, though, what will happen to their old responsibilities? Just some questions that come to mind is, how will the Apples maintain the farm without Applejack's help? Who will maintain Sweetfeather Sanctuary in Fluttershy's absence? Will Rarity have to close one or more of her boutiques? I mean, just and on, lots of questions that hopefully will be answered at some point. But all that aside, and not at all surprisingly, Twilight took this news about as well as you'd expect, with a level 11 mental freakout. And we have a new term coined, Twilighting, which I have done myself many times, including in this premiere. Clearly she was not at all prepared for such a scenario as this, at least not in her own mind. Granted, this is a really, really big deal. Being tasked with ruling over an entire country is a surprise of absolutely epic proportions. But as we look back over all the events of the series, it's quite obvious that she is very much deserving of it, as are all of her friends. Now, none of them are perfect, and by the way, neither are Celestia and Luna, but they've all done an awful lot of growing up, and while they still have a lot to learn, also, so does Celestia and Luna, I think they will do an absolutely fantastic job as leaders of Equestria. Still, this is a very sudden and unexpected change, and will definitely take some getting used to on all fronts, both for them and for the other ponies of Equestria, I would think. Thankfully, Celestia and Luna realize their error in trying to rush this transition and are allowing Twilight the time she needs to come to terms with this and absorb it and, get into this at her own pace. Of course, Twilight is certainly no stranger to big life-altering changes. Let's just recap a little bit. First, she got forced out of her comfort zone to go learn about friendship in Ponyville. Then she unexpectedly became an alicorn and had to figure out what her role was meant to be as a princess. Upon embracing that, then she unexpectedly became a mentor herself to Starlight, sort of closing the loop a little bit. Next, the Storm King attacked, and Twilight endured one of her greatest trials ever by having to seek help from beyond the borders of Equestria. Then she faced the huge new responsibility of running a school to help teach the lessons of friendship to all the masses, including students from other creature nations. And now she faces her greatest challenge ever, taking the reins of Equestria in full from her mentors. I mean, this is really coming full circle now. And not only that, Twilight is really only like the second pony to become primary ruler of Equestria since it was founded. So this is kind of a really big deal. So yeah, Twilight is one of those cases where, so many big unexpected changes were kind of forced upon her. And we ourselves are quite often in the same position in life. Just when you think you've got everything under control, something comes out of nowhere and knocks you for a loop and leaves you scrambling to try and adapt and cope with this new situation. Sometimes this change is amazingly good. Sometimes it's something absolutely terrible. And sometimes it's somewhere in the middle, where you're not quite sure what to make of it at first. And you can see it being either good or bad depending on your next move, leaving you confused and uncertain as to what your next move should even be. And oftentimes you're comfortable with where you're at in life, and then things happen to make your life change in such a way as it's impossible to go back to the way things were. That can definitely be scary and stressful because your comfort zone is suddenly gone, and you don't know which way to turn, or what your next step should be, and whether it will ultimately be good or bad. The key thing to remember is that no matter what it is, you don't have to go through it alone. Twilight has, with the help of her friends, risen to each and every challenge one by one, and if she hadn't, the world of Equestria would be much worse off than it is now. And not that it's bad off now, I just say that we saw in Season 5 an awful lot will go wrong if she's not around, so... And there's no way that she possibly could have known all of that, at least not before the time travel adventures. You know, and it's just like we can't possibly know in what ways that we affect the world and the people around us. Change happens to all of us. It's inevitable. We don't know what kind of changes we will face when the show finally ends. We don't know for certain if the fandom will survive, or if it does, what it will look like. There's a very good chance it will look quite a bit different than it does today, just as the fandom today looks different than it did even just a few years ago. This seems bad to many because of the fear of the unknown, but it's really only bad if we allow it to be. While the show may have been the catalyst, the show didn't make the fandom. The fans did. We are the ones who took the lessons of this show to heart and joined together to celebrate friendship. We are the ones who have inspired so many others to go and do the same. This premiere was titled The Beginning of the End. I think the finale should be titled The End of the Beginning, because that's what this is. This is just the end of one chapter of a much bigger book. Whether or not that book turns a page and continues being written is entirely up to us. Discord told the main six that they don't need him, and they don't need the other princesses, because all it really matters is that they're there together, willing to give everything they have to protect their own. Likewise, we don't really need the show to continue, because it lives on in us, in our hearts. Kindness, honesty, generosity, loyalty, laughter, and the very magic of friendship itself. We ourselves, having witnessed and taken to heart the lessons of this show, have become the bearers of these elements in real life. When faced with a lie, we will be reminded by Applejack to be honest. When tempted to be selfish, we will remember Rarity's generosity. When a friend is in trouble, we will be loyal and stand with them like Rainbow Dash would. When somebody's being mean, we will overwhelm them with Fluttershy's kindness. When somebody's feeling down, we will share Pinky's laughter to brighten their day. And when somebody feels like they are completely alone and worthless, we will remember all the trials that Twilight faced and tell them that they are not alone, that they have friends willing to stand by their side, that they are special and important to this world in ways that they cannot possibly imagine. This is our legacy. It only dies if we allow it to. Now, I do wish I could have just ended on that note, but I do still have a few other things to talk about. Go on, just take a moment if you need. Get a little choked up myself. Still on the topic of change, we have a new villain team-up on our hands, which, as far as we know, is the first time this has happened. It's completely unprecedented in this world, unless you count the Changeling Army. As I mentioned in my Season 9 wish list, so many villains have nearly succeeded on their own, yet still failed. So the idea of a team of villains would be a threat that the likes of which we've never seen. Clearly Grogar understands this, which is why he's now formed this team to try and use the main six's own strengths against them. I have to say, I am a little bit disappointed that Sombra isn't sticking around, but I do appreciate the fact that he actually got a chance to finally have his own little story arc, because we've never really gotten much of his character before. I thought he was going to immediately fail to take over the Crystal Empire and come running back to Grogar with his tail between his legs, but no, like all past villains, he actually had a good run and almost succeeded, especially with the destruction of the Tree of Harmony, which was a shocker. A bit more on that in a little bit here. That honestly did very well to set up the story arc for the rest of the season. Also, it was rather hilarious seeing villains who were previously such significant threats in their own right turn into mere lackeys, kind of cowering in fear under the leadership of a new, more powerful villain. If this Grogar is anything like he was in Gen 1, then he is indeed a powerful foe. When at full power, he is far more powerful than any unicorn magic. Also, I don't know where he's been or how he's survived this long, but clearly he's had the benefit of observing, plotting, and scheming for eons, so he's definitely got the upper hand at this point. I'm really kind of wondering if the dimension that Cozy Glow started to send all of Equestria's magic into is where Grogar and the Lost Kingdom of Tamalon are, which allowed him to finally escape. I also found it interesting that he himself apparently created a lot of monstrous creatures in Equestria way back when. My interpretation of that is that this is where all these mythical beasts, like the Manticore, Cockatrice, Chimera, Bugbear, and all these others came from. I was also intrigued by the brief appearance of Daybreaker and Nightmare Moon in Twilight's fear-induced vision from Sombra. And that paired with the line from Grogar about hoping that the remaining 3 villains, namely Tyrant, Chrysalis, and Cozy Glow, would be enough to help him achieve his goals. That kind of implies that they might not be enough, and that Grogar might need to somehow get to the princesses and bring out their nightmares. I mean, he has to be aware of them with all the observing that he's done and whatnot. So I'm a little scared to hope on that, but I just get the feeling that all bets are off this season, and I don't know what kind of crazy, insane stuff we're going to see happen. So I would say anything's possible at this point. And that would result, I got to point out, that would result in a 6-villain team, thus being somewhat equal to the main 6, and forcing them to fight their own princesses would definitely be something I could see Grogar doing. I don't know that this will happen, but clearly Grogar is going to have to cook up something really big in order to pose a truly serious threat, especially now that Twilight and friends can power up on their own without the Tree of Harmony. And speaking of Harmony, I predicted that the tree would be targeted, but I didn't think it would be nearly so sudden or so anticlimactic, actually. But because of the fact that it was anticlimactic, I don't believe for one second that we're done with Harmony. Keep in mind that Harmony has become a very powerful and self-aware entity, one capable of monitoring world events both quite far and wide in terms of geography, even reaching Mount Eris, and also monitoring events across different timelines, as we saw in the Season 5 finale, where that cutie map, which is connected to the tree, was present in each one of those timelines. I'm certain that Harmony foresaw this event, and thus took precautions, and is still alive and well somewhere. Now, trees actually can grow back in some circumstances, and as we saw, the tree has a vast network of roots that connect it to the to Twilight's castle, the cutie map, the school, and who knows where else. The original elements may technically be gone, though, since Starswell did mention that it felt as if a part of him just ceased to exist. But as we've seen, this isn't honestly an issue at this point. In fact, I don't even know if the main 6 were technically even using the elements in the battle against Sombra here. Now, obviously, they were using the elements originally, throughout the course of the show, but over the time, they have grown their own power through friendship without even realizing just how great that power actually was. I'm actually theorizing that they may actually have just been channeling their own power through the element gems when they are facing Sombra here in the premiere, and didn't even realize it, and that they just needed the wake-up call from Discord to realize that they didn't actually need the training wheels anymore. It's basically what the elements were at this point. In any case, regardless of that, I have a feeling that we'll be seeing Harmony again one way or another. Don't forget that the elements also reached out to the Young Six at the end of Season 8, so perhaps Harmony infused parts of herself into them already, and they just didn't realize it yet. Another possibility is that the main 6 will use their newfound power to regrow the tree, just as the Pillars did. So there's that possibility. I also think those 6 magical artifacts will be relevant again somehow. I'm just not quite sure how all these pieces fit together yet. But with change being the current theme, I suspect there will be a lot more big changes coming before the season is done and over with, and I can't wait to see what's in store for the Young Six as the new characters of focus here. Oh, and yes, I probably should talk for just a bit about Twilight's lesson in this. I mean, aside from all the big changes that she's dealing with, she struggled to determine when it's okay to reach out for help. Now, ironically, she refused to contact Celestia and Luna for help, believing that that would make her seem unworthy of the leadership position they're putting her in. But then she turned around and begged Discord to help out, given his all-powerful magic as the Lord of Chaos. Of course, Discord could have helped, But once again, in his own unique way, he managed to teach them all a very valuable lesson. Very similar to the way he did back in Season 4. I can understand Twilight's difficulty in this position in terms of knowing when and where to ask for help. Especially since this is an issue that she's struggled with numerous times in the past, and has never really fully conquered, in my opinion. Granted, this time at least she kept her friends around her instead of pushing her friends away, but there's still that uncertainty of knowing when it's appropriate or when to handle things on your own. However, the bigger lesson here is not so much about that choice, but the other choices that followed. As Celestia pointed out, a good leader knows when to ask for help, but a great leader has the courage to admit when they made a mistake and the strength to make it right. Twilight has learned some hard lessons in the past regarding owning up to her mistakes, and here she proved that she has learned from those experiences by admitting her shortcomings and finding the strength to still pull through against all odds. And through all that, she still remained humble, saying that Equestria deserves somebody better than her. Quite frankly, that makes her the most qualified, because she's not on any kind of power trip at all. She only wants what's best for Equestria, and with that attitude and her abilities and her friends at her side, I'm sure she is going to be as great of a ruler as Celestia ever was. She can't really see that right now, of course. And sure, she'll make mistakes along the way, just like she made one here. But Celestia had made plenty of mistakes in her time. Taking on new responsibilities can really be a daunting thing. But you should never go into it thinking that you're unworthy because you'll make mistakes, because that only sets yourself up for failure. Instead, accept that you will make mistakes, because everyone does. And just have the courage to still attempt it despite that, knowing that no matter what goes wrong along the way, you will try your best to make it right and to learn from those mistakes so that you will do better the next time. So definitely a very important lesson in there as well. And I just remembered a thing I didn't even have in my notes, so I'm just going to wing this here. A thing that really stuck out to me during that final encounter with Sombra at the end there. And then this is something to really take to heart here. When Twilight, after the big epic speech from Discord, when Twilight got up and faced Sombra for the final showdown, he blasted her back, and she took a tumble. She got back up and charged ahead again. He blasted her again, and she got knocked back, but not as hard. Then he blasted her again, and she just whipped her horn and knocked the blast aside like it was nothing. And then she went horn to horn with him, full-on magic conflict, and was standing her ground. And it's the symbolism of that hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, that's the thing. When stuff in life, stuff hits you hard and tries to knock you down, you get back up. You keep charging ahead. You keep pushing back. And you get stronger and stronger as you do it. And pretty soon, it's not going to be so hard to fend that off anymore. And you will defeat what's trying to get you down and push past it. Remember that. Well, that's all I have to say for now. I have plenty more thoughts and questions and all kinds of things spinning around my mind from this, but I can't really spend any more time rambling about all that right here now. As for this premiere, I don't really have a ranking system, but I would have to say that this premiere is one of the absolute best in the series, if not the best. And my favorite part of this would definitely be that epic speech from Discord. I feel like that was really a message for us in it, and I really think if we just take that to heart, the show will definitely live on forever. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the season has in store for us now. This is going to be one epic final round on this, so stay tuned, guys, for more reactions. I look forward to seeing the next episodes. Till then, later.